So, did you hear about the latest news with Bill Burr?
Comedian?
Yeah, comedian Bill Burr.
That's my G, bro.
Yeah, man. Who doesn't love this guy? Billy,
Hey, I'm from Boston.
old,
You hate Boston?
old Billy Red.
This lady.
This guy has so many different nicknames from his Monday morning podcast. You should listen to that, man. So,
yeah, I did a couple times.
so
It's
before we
actually pretty funny.
jump on to the cancel culture that recently hit
The
Bill
what?
Burr, cancel culture.
Oh,
Because of his latest Grammys little, oh my God, no. But,
I know, man.
so this guy, he's been doing
Everybody's
this.
so sensitive nowadays, you know?
Way too sensitive. And then people, see, here's the thing. Us just saying that, people are going to be like, what do you mean? They're so sensitive.
Oh
How
my
dare you call
God.
sensitive? These are real issues. Of course, there's real issues out there. But
Yeah.
you guys are, like, reaching with your issues.
it's true. Yeah.
There's these issues that aren't technically there, but you're finding an issue with it. Like,
know
I
what
could
you
be
mean.
saying, like, oh, I hate apples. You'd be like, apples? Why? Because they're red and they remind you of your country. You don't like your own countrymen? It's like, no, I'm talking about the color red.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know.
And so with the most recent thing with Bill Burr is that he was chosen to host the Grammys. And for him, you should already know.
It's already a mess if you got a guy like that to
Yeah,
host a show.
It's one of those things where you got to ask, like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this? Like, you know what I mean? You should know how this guy was. So we could go back to all these other events he hosted.
Yeah.
For example, he did one where it was like the Night of the Stars or something. I can't recall the exact name, but he
You mean
was
like Dancing with the Stars?
no. It was like no, not even Dancing with the Stars.
Oh,
He was
okay.
just like congratulating whoever celebrity or
Did something like that.
in the
Okay,
in that realm. So he was talking about Apple. He was talking about Steve Jobs, and he's talking like, and this was like shortly after Steve Jobs passed away, right?
Okay.
But then and people were just like groaning, like, oh. But he's like, didn't another iPod just come out? Another iPhone just come out? You guys are still making them, right? So what's the big deal, kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? And he's like, oh, small, big, small, big, small, big. You know, like he was
Where you going, Michael? Big, little, get on it.
making fun of like how their new innovation with phones is just like, well, all you did
Yeah.
was make it smaller. And then the next one, you're gonna make an XL.
That's true.
Yeah, right. So
XL,
this guy,
Mini, there's that.
yeah, and you should know that his comedy, he's just very blunt, and he just talks about
It's hilarious.
all the things that we think about and what you experience as just a person. You know, what you experience with family, what you experience just outside.
From his perspective as, as a white man living in Boston.
Yeah,
Boston.
yeah.
So he's real.
Yeah.
He's like in the same class as, you can put him in the same class as Chappelle.
Yeah, of course. They did.
In the way of independence, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like all these comics grew up around each other as comics. As like when I say grow up, I mean like their careers. They've all done this around the same time. Him and Kevin Hart,
Yeah, that's true.
Bill Burr,
They
Patrice
came up with
O'Neill.
it's true.
All
same
these
circle,
guys,
whatnot,
they're from that scene of like, hey, nothing comes easy. Anything anything can happen kind of thing. You
Yeah,
can talk
yeah.
about anything and
Yeah.
you know.
They're and they make it. The thing about these guys is, I think it's the reason why we fell in love with Chappelle so well, and walking around high school. I'm Rick James, you know what I mean, and
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
all the jokes is because they reached out to you. You kind of, when you look at them, you could relate.
Yeah.
They grew up in subsidized area, you could say, very poor areas, and the things they say is kind of directly linked with what they experienced.
Yeah.
I find like a lot of comedians now, you can see a lot of their material is made up,
Yeah.
but it's not experience type material like
Yeah.
a comedian like Chappelle and these guys bring.
Yeah.
They'll tell you straight up, like they watch something that you watched, and they'll talk about their feelings exactly how you felt it.
Yeah.
And they'll say those words. They don't care, bro.
And that's exactly as you said. It's like a lot of the comedians that
They're real.
are now, you're pandering.
I know.
I don't know your honest feeling of what
That's
you're
true.
saying. It's like what you're saying, your joke, it's been said before. You've just said it differently, but it's like that. It's like it's an easy premise that I could almost predict. I was like, oh, I already know what the punchline is going to be because you said this. You know what I mean? It's like actually share an experience. Like so, if you know Patrice O'Neill,
Bro, subhanallah, I'm not saying this right now because we're saying this and we're podcasting.
yeah,
I was just about to say, Patrice O'Neill. Remember him?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the last
yeah.
one you sent me
All those
about
clips,
women
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
Yeah, it's like she's outraged. You know, what are you saying? Why are you laughing? She's outraged. So recently, you know, Bill Burr has an actual media company. I think it's All Things Funny.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm getting this
Which
wrong.
is something that's really nice. Him, Chappelle, all these guys,
Yeah.
when they knew that the way they are, Habibi, listen, the way I think it is now, you can't be real in this industry.
No.
You can't go to mainstream media outlets,
Yeah.
these record labels, right?
Yeah.
Studios, and say, hey, you know, and be that kind of person.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work in this world, man.
No.
There's too much fakeness.
Yeah.
That's why there's, you know, like the rap game, music industry.
Yeah.
It's full of fake and phonies. People that are brought in, they're so innocent, and then they're perverted.
Yeah, it's like rented vehicles. It's
Yeah, they
you're
just
not
get
in your own
perverted.
car,
The
yeah.
girl comes in, she's innocent. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
come touch me, flick me, lick me, dig.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And they're
Yeah.
like, wow, you started out so innocent.
Yeah.
And from the male side, you know, if we're talking about rap, you started out some cold neighborhood shit, which was cold, and you know we kind of felt it.
Some street stuff.
Yeah, and then you went into all of this dumb bagging them, pop them, and I smoke you and this, and like, you know what I mean? Just foolishness.
Yeah. It's like,
gang life.
I do this. I do this amount of drugs. I drink this amount of lean. It's like,
Yeah,
you're talking about how messed up you are mentally.
Shit is an agenda, bro.
Yeah.
Corrupt all the kids and completely disintegrate the black community and make them fall apart. All of us immigrants. Habibi, we're targeted.
Yeah.
If you don't think we're targeted, I don't know what world you live in, but lots of us are sellouts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Anything for the bag, man.
Anything for the bag. And these, you know, mostly Anglo folks, they own the music industry. They won't like a pure Cambodian, you know, like let's say it's a female singer, right? Or an Arabian one. If they had talent, Cambodian had a great voice, looked very natural, very from where she is, or the Arab was very Arab, had a great voice, very cultured. And like, I'm just talking random theoretical scenarios.
Yeah.
Once they get popular, Habibi's like, I need you to do away with that innocence.
Yeah.
I need you to get Americanized here, honey. I need you
Yeah.
to pull the shirt down a little bit. You know what I mean? Give me that face. I need you to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
Bro, I'm
They're-
getting comfortable with these
no, they're-
podcasts
yeah.
slowly for the people that know
They're
me.
they're
You know,
slowly
we're-
whoring themselves out.
yeah, they're whoring themselves out. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
It's like, I liked your entrance into the music industry. Now this is what we're gonna do.
yeah.
You know?
And back to the point I was saying, these people, sellouts, Adi. Lots of companies out there
Yeah.
owned by people who want to disintegrate the colored community. So they're like, oh, come here, we got this deal for you. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
And they give you money, which basically, you know, you blow up as an artist, you get a car. People think all of that is assets. It's not. A lot of these artists are actually in debt from whatever deal that the record label gave them.
Yeah, it's like the money we're giving you is actually money you have to use to pay us.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
But with Chappelle,
Yeah.
with Burr, like you were just saying right now, these guys were like, yo, first of all, the material we want to say, F these guys, the executives, right? They're always trying to play around with how you want to shoot something.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, like when Dave Chappelle, we need some more
Yeah.
universal appeal.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when he had some scripts for Comedy
Yeah.
Central.
It's like, here, put on a dress.
Yeah.
It's gonna be funny. It's like,
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So that's why when these guys are, you know what? I'm done dealing with the phonies, so I'm going to open my own shit.
Yeah.
That's why Comedy Central, a lot of it was shot by Pilot Boy Productions,
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
Chappelle's thing.
yeah.
And then Bill Pearl has the one you mentioned,
Yeah. So
which
this
is smart of them.
Yeah,
and
man,
hopefully if we ever blow up, me and you got to do the same thing, bro.
Oh, of course, man. And that's the thing with these guys, you know, they started from the ground up, of course, like obviously most people do. Not to sound cliche or anything, but it's like these guys, of course, they're going to take it upon themselves to build up like a media company to support what they like and to support each other. You could even say it in the same way as somebody like Adam Sandler in the world of movies. You know, this guy SNL, you know, left SNL, and then for every other movie that he starred in or made, he included his friends in his movies, people that he formerly worked with in SNL, or people that he knew that I know you deserve more. I want you to be in my movie. You're my boy, you know, kind of thing. And then this guy always had David Spade, Norm Macdonald, or Chris Rock in his movies because that was that guy. So people, you know, not enough people give Adam Sandler respect.
He's the man.
You know, he's the dude. You know,
He's the
and
dude.
he's always stayed that guy. And then even with Bill Burnell, like, so recently he came out with a documentary about Patrice O'Neal. It just came out like last month. It's actually very good.
You gotta link it to me. I
I
gotta
could send
watch
you
it.
the link for it. And it talks about who Patrice O'Neal was, you know, how he was from the people closest to him that grew up in that Boston scene. And, you know, he was the guy who just, one of his things like that is so memorable and makes him that's such a great comedian is with him, he's like, you know, I'm not telling you jokes. I'm just telling you how I feel.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I might be right, but I'm just letting you know this is what I'm feeling right now. You know, and that's a great way to view comedy. It's like whether you like it or not, and it's just like it's not like
How an
I'm telling you
experience
a
makes you
lie.
feel.
Yeah, exactly. And with him, he was never the guy to shy away from just speaking his mind. And in a way, that's what kind of got him in the situation of how he was with his career. Like, you know, like if you watch the documentary, he explains a lot of how a lot of the people that like his comedian friends are like, hey, you know, Patrice kind of dug himself his own like grave in like his career wise, but then eventually he was just like, you know what? Why am I doing this to myself? Of course, he like without compromising his own art. He eventually, you know, put out that special, you know, Elephant in the Room. If you've ever seen it, one of the greatest specials ever. It's just so like, not a lot of people are gonna like it. A lot of people are gonna get their feelings hurt. But then,
controversial.
but man, it is so funny. There's nobody like this guy, and like you know, for him to pass away, unfortunately, like even him on like radio talk shows when radio talk shows were a thing in the early 2000s, like this guy was just so funny. He's like one of the funniest people to just listen to, and just you want to hear him speak. Like some of the stuff he says is just wild, but you're like, man, you know what? I could agree with you on that. You know what I mean?
I know.
So yeah, with
Cancel culture.
yeah,
Bro, it's like, it's kind of like when we started to do this, I was always asking myself, even as me and you are recording right now, I know we're finding a groove and all that type of stuff.
yeah,
But of course, even for people that know us, our close friends, they know we haven't kind of fully opened the shutter
yeah,
in terms of exclusiveness of what we say.
Yeah.
How open it is, how unfiltered it is. It's taken its vibe.
Yeah.
But you always wonder about that, you know? Especially now with the internet and social media.
it's because people just are complaining about the
Yeah.
little inconvenience that they have in their heart. Like,
Well, that's
what
the,
they said hurt me.
that's the thing.
You know,
it's
it's
like it all became about feelings, and it all
Yeah.
became about if you started to feel a certain way, that everyone around us or
Yeah.
just the general community can
Yeah.
take what you feel and run off with it and throw,
Yeah.
like in Arabic we say, throw some gas on the fire.
yeah, and then kind of switch your words around. Like, you don't know my intent. You know, and their argument is like, I shouldn't have to know your intent. It sounded like you were racist or sounded like
Habibi.
you were wrong. It's like, what do you mean? You don't know who I am. You're not even taking things into context. You're just saying I'm an evil person when
Did you-
clearly I didn't.
Did you? Yeah, it's what it is. It's just
Yeah.
completely jumping the gun, and I think she has this, she has that, just because you said something.
Yeah.
People should go back and watch. What is it called? What are they called? Late night TV shows. Just TV shows in general in
Yeah.
the 70s. People used to sit in front of each other, talk show hosts, and used to talk to each other and tell each other how they feel directly.
Yeah.
Even interviews with, Allah yarhamu, may Allah have mercy on his soul and give him the highest, degree in paradise, and forgive him for all his shortcomings. Muhammad Ali,
Yeah.
right? When he used to speak back in the then, you can talk about your feelings. You can say, you know what, Shiha?
Oh.
I think you're a monstrous war criminal. Not only that, you're a racist.
Yeah.
And I don't like what you're doing. And matter of fact, I think you're everything against these type of people. And people like you ought to be lined up, I don't know, jailed and taken out of the community because you are filthy, my man, and you don't make me feel comfortable. And nobody would be like, oh,
Yeah.
as if you said that. No,
Yeah.
the other host would be like, really? Well, tell me. I mean, tell me why you feel that
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Is it because like we can talk?
Yeah, you could
Adi.
share your opinion. It doesn't have to be like a huge day where it's like debate, blah 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 versus blah blah blah. It's like
Yeah.
you could just hash it out immediately with a person that you disagree with when they're right in front of you.
You can't
and
do
it's not
that
like
now, man.
yeah, and it's not like the other person takes it offensively and are triggered, and then it's not like the person that is sharing their opinion in the first place feels triggered that you're responding back.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh,
And
it's
now-
two adults talking.
two adults talking. But now you're walking on eggshells, bro.
Yeah.
A German minefield. Nine, five,
Yeah.
You say the wrong thing, and it's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you're a piece of shit. You're the lowest grade of member of the society, and
Yeah.
you should be. Let's kill your career. And
Yeah, you're
people
disgusting.
People start tweeting. Well, that's why it's called a cancel
Yeah.
culture, correct? Because people can just jump on somebody's tip because we're all smaller now with the internet.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to point the finger. Let's all locate Shiha's profile.
Yeah.
And let's go ham and bring all this attention. And all it is attention brought from people that have no life.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
No life, or it's in their business to destroy others. Like, you watch these Hollywood paparazzi chasing celebrities down.
Yeah.
Bro, what kind of life is that?
Yeah.
Your life is to instigate, okay, the shortcomings of individuals.
Yeah.
Whether it's between each other, as, you know, like a celebrity and an actor and his wife, or his
Yeah.
family, or his friends, something. I got to catch you in the act. Let me take pictures of you far away in the beach
Yeah.
at a time where you're not the healthiest.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Look at what they
chilling
used
by
to
the
be.
beach,
Yeah.
Shiha, and 25 pounds of extra weight around his waist.
Yeah, yeah.
And they like these pictures of just you sipping on a little cup of, I don't know,
Yeah.
some Timmy iced tea or whatever, something.
Exactly. Or you're just leaving the house and you're comfortable. You know, it's like, oh, look at how raggedy they are. They were just
Bro.
rocking this, you know, Gucci suit last month, and look at what they are wearing a hoodie now
Yeah.
and some sunglasses. Oh, they don't look. Their skin doesn't look too well. Blah blah blah. Or you
same
know,
show
like,
has
or the
involved with-
paparazzi just following them, taking pictures of them with their kids.
Weird, bro. Weird.
know what I
This is a
mean?
weird life we live in. And now, more than ever, these bored people behind Twitter, behind this, behind that, on the internet, mashallah, gorilla chest,
Yeah.
right? The way some of these individuals speak, I'm telling you, catch them like that in real life, they don't speak like that.
No.
And now, you know, the internet is given space. You know those people that are so weak and cowardly, and they're only stronger in numbers?
Yeah.
The internet gives these people life.
Yeah. It gives them identity. It's
It
like,
gives them identity because
Yeah.
they all collect together like a little virus,
yeah.
right? With their own misinterpretation of ideas and like top in everything, over feelings, misdirection,
Yeah.
bias,
Yeah.
hate, and you get this final product of just complete
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody's mislabeling you and judging you, and you're like, "Yeah, let's all tear him down." You know what I mean? Reddit crew,
Yeah.
bro.
But then that's the thing, like like, as far as I see, like the Reddit side, it's more on the not so PC side. They're the ones who are more understanding, because when you look at Redditors, for the most part, they're the ones who are like, oh, I don't want to be part of this crazy ass society. I want to just go online and do my thing, find my movies, find my group form of people. But on the other side, it's just like, yeah,
weird, bro.
Yeah.
Dumb weird.
can't stand it.